Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we examine the tea. Now we understand what the hell's going on with those silly bus drivers, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. This is Coffee and Headlines. Of course, we get together live here on Facebook to look at headlines from our city, from our state, from our country, and we try to make sense of them, and we try to make sense of all kinds of things that help us become more connected with our city of choice, which is Puerto Vallarta. We are indeed a broadcast by and for Puerto Vallarta English-speaking locals. If you happen to not be an English-speaking local, you're more than welcome to be here, but keep in mind that we are primarily, for best or worse, a broadcast for English-speaking locals. Today is September 28th. It is Tuesday, and we have Taco Tuesday for a change. We haven't been having Taco Tuesday for a while because, and now, we figured, okay, fuck the waistline. We might as well just eat tacos. The world's going to end, so we might as well eat tacos. But I'm not, I'm just being silly. Anyhow, this is what we do. This is what we enjoy, drinking our coffee and keeping each other company as we share some headlines. So if this is the first time that you're joining us, feel free to let us know. We are harmless. Just write the word new in your comment and we'll give you a proper welcome. A little welcome, nothing fancy, but just we want to make sure that you feel comfortable and at ease. Also, if you have something important that you wish to share during the broadcast that is truly, truly important and you wish for a reaction and whatnot, it helps a great deal if you add the letter Q at the beginning of your comment. Today, we're going to talk about the bus drivers. We're going to talk about vaccination for children. This is a conversation that is getting louder and louder in Mexico. We're going to talk about tacos. Of course, we're going to talk about tacos. So we might as well get started with our news. As always, we'll take a look at the news and we'll look at the weather, and then we'll start our chit-chat section right after that. Bam! Well, from what we've read and we've seen, everything seems to indicate that the bus driver demonstration yesterday afternoon along Francisco Medina Ascencio brought havoc to anyone trying to get through from points north to points south or vice versa. As we announced yesterday, bus drivers of some of the older buses are unhappy with the fact that the government has pulled or confiscated some of these buses out of circulation, which seems and sounds unfair. And they had a demonstration on Saturday, and they announced a demonstration for yesterday at 7 a.m. And no, of course not. They decided to do their demonstration at 1 p.m. in the middle of the city so that they could express their feelings about something that seems to be unfair. But is it unfair? It goes like this. Back in February of 2018, a company called Unibus obtained the concession to provide our city with public transportation services. Yes, these are the white buses, the ones that were announced with a lot of celebration and whatnot. These are the ones that were going to be powered by natural gas, which was good for our environment, but sometimes the natural gas is scarce, so they don't run. These are the ones that have air conditioning units that apparently never are never used or seldom used. These are the ones that there are not enough in circulation because the owners claim they don't make a profit, so they don't put out as many buses as we need. But for better or worse, this is the company that got the concession. We don't remember how they got it. We were not even there. We were paying attention to other things. But this is the official company that provides circulation to these buses and provides public transportation for all of us that need it. Now, back in 2018, a number of older bus drivers or bus owners or people that with buses that were not happy with the new company went to court to obtain, and this is going to be the word of the day because we're going to use it in two different headlines. They went to obtain an amparo. They obtained an amparo or legal protection to continue to operate. So they go to court and they say, hey, this is unfair, so we want an amparo. And while the whole legal situation is resolved, they can operate with an amparo, which is this lovely piece of paper, I suppose. And this legal protection continues to this day, apparently. But also, apparently, there are those old buses out there that are running and circulating and offering service with counterfeit amparos. And these are the ones that the state government has confiscated. 12 or so buses have been confiscated. Pirate buses, uninsured buses, buses where the driver runs away if there's an accident and there is no protection for the passenger. It's no different than that in-driver application some people use when Ubers are not around when we need them. If something happens to the vehicle while you're in it, you are screwed. So yesterday, just as this past Saturday, the authorities, that is the Secretary of Transportation, failed to appear at the demonstration. And why should they? They released a statement instead indicating that Unibus is the only authorized company in Puerto Vallarta, legally authorized company to provide public transportation in our city. It is that plain and simple. Now, what's going to happen with, oh my God, you're all so quiet with all this explanation. How funny. Meanwhile, what is going to happen? Who knows? Who knows? They will either continue to demonstrate or they're going to realize that they've had at least 2.5 years to learn how to do something else or get a job with the officially sanctioned company. We don't know what's going to happen with these people. All we know is that Mexico constitutionally allows people to demonstrate. So they could continue to do this, which would be really unpleasant. Hopefully something more useful and productive will come out of this. But in the meantime, yesterday, from what I hear, it was not pretty. And then I saw some videos of some entitled cars trying to get through, to get out of the traffic jam. It was not a pretty day. Or looking at it very differently, it was a day in which I was so very happy to stay at home all day long. And there you have it. That's the tea about the buses. Now, moving right along, the conversation about COVID-19 vaccines for minors is getting louder, as I mentioned. It was only a few days ago that the federal government announced that a strategy would be presented today as to how the government is going to go about vaccinating minors with pre-existing conditions that make them more vulnerable to COVID-19. Now, this strategy is supposed to be announced today. We haven't heard anything, but it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, or maybe it's 10:39. Meanwhile, minors that have been able to receive their vaccine due to pre-existing conditions have had to do this through an amparo, the word of the day. So this includes 20 minors in Jalisco that have already gone through legal channels again, under the argument that, Mexico constitutionally offers people the right to health treatment. And that's a very basic way to look at it. But then there's this misleading headline saying that 854,000 minors in Jalisco could get the vaccine. So I see this headline and I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? This is odd considering that federal authorities just announced that there are approximately 1 million children in the entire country with pre-existing conditions. So if this article says there's 854,000 in Jalisco, that's going to run out of the freaking vaccines for kids. So this is, turns out this was more of a bait heading. This is more of an opinion piece indicating that other countries have started applying COVID-19 vaccines to minors. And just as other countries have begun offering booster shots to adults. But the booster shot conversation in Mexico has not even begun yet, really. And the conversation about COVID-19 vaccines for minors is just getting started. But these are two conversations that are going to very likely get louder as we move forward. When will we see booster shots? We don't know. When will this the reality of all minors getting vaccinated for COVID take place? We don't know. But just know that these conversations are getting louder. And just as they're getting louder, we're getting closer to the weather forecast. Let's go find out what is going on with our snarky carrot weather. Did you know it takes about 24 cat skins to make a coat? What a horrible thing to say, Mr. Carrot Weather. Today is we are enjoying 27 degrees. It feels like 32. Humidity is at 88%. And for those of you that get along with Fahrenheit, we are now enjoying 81 degrees Fahrenheit. That is pretty much our norm. Our weather forecast for today indicates calls for a humid and mostly cloudy day with a high temperature of 32, low temperature of 23. Tomorrow, Wednesday, will be humid and partly cloudy through the day with a high temperature of 32, low temperature of 23. And Thursday, we can expect possible light rain overnight with light and variable winds and a high temperature of 32, low temperature of 22. How about that? Now, do I have one more? Oh, yes, I have one more. Yes, of course. We've seen photos of the new Puerto Vallarta letters being delivered at the site where they will be installed. This would be at the Las Juntas Rotary, where the old ones used to be, but we have yet to see them unwrapped. Well, thanks to Noticias Puerto Vallarta, we now get a glimpse as to what their appearance is like. They're very floral, very colorful, very birdy, and hopefully very durable. This remains to be seen. Soon enough, they will be installed, and we'll see them in context. But in the meantime, what do you think? What do you think of this very first impression of the new Puerto Vallarta letters? It looks like they look like a gown to me, like one of those embroidered white gowns. But anyhow, this is what they look like. If they're out yet, I just have not seen any photographs of them installed. This is the only image in my first images of the letters. So there you have it. You let me know what you think about those. And now we get to talk about Taco Tuesday. Yay! So Taco Tuesday, here we go. Last week we had an introduction, a cultural introduction to tacos de canasta, or basket tacos. And last week I explained to you that the tacos de canasta are different to other tacos. I'm sorry, I just read one of your comments. You made me laugh. I love it. Ay, pinche Cristi. I'd say the letters are a bit too foo-foo. Okay, I'll get back to that in a second. First, tacos de canasta. We talked about tacos de canasta being among the most ordinary tacos you can probably get, and tacos where the venue itself is usually very uneventful, and these are no exception. These are I went to Tacos de Canasta La Carmelita, or Carmelita, in downtown Puerto Vallarta. And this is what the restaurant looks like. It's your very basic restaurant. All the furniture is plastic. Everything is very, very casual, very informal. This is on Juarez Street. And of course, we know that tacos de canasta are made of four, maybe five basic fillings. So, this is what they look like up close and personal. You really can sometimes not even tell what's inside of them unless you smell them or unless you open them to see what's inside. And the garnishings for these are always very basic. You usually get sliced cabbage and limes so that you can squirt some limes over your tacos, a basic green and a basic red salsa, and that's it. When you get into a tacos the canasta place, the menu is a no-brainer, and we can see it here on the napkin dispenser. They essentially have shredded beef tacos, pork rind tacos, chicken and mole tacos, potatoes and cheese tacos, and beans. That's the menu. So you get there, you sit down, and that's basically it. And they even have the menu. I mean, they don't even need a menu. They have a sign on the wall that shows, the five basic types of tacos that you can get, and they also indicate that they have catering services. So yes, you could throw your fantastic party and order a bunch of tacos de canasta for your guests. I've been to parties like that, and they're a lot of fun, actually. So we put together our tiny little taco video, and it looks like this. Of course, all these little mini videos describing taco places are located in our Taco Tuesdays map, which now it says here it has 18 awesome places to enjoy tacos. I need to update that because now we have 19. We've visited 19 taco places since we started the Taco Tuesdays map. Where is the Taco Tuesday map? Well, if you are a subscriber, if you're a subscribing member of Coffee and Headlines, you have the URL because you're a subscriber. If you don't, consider being a subscriber, and you have access to this very sexy map that has, look at all these taco places, and each one of them has its little description, it has its little video, and so forth and so on. And that is our little Taco Tuesday section today. And let me rewind all your comments just to see what you're up to and what is going on with your lives. It's always great to check in with each and every one of you. It's a terrific Tuesday for tacos and sunny morning on the terrace in El Cerro. Good for you, Dave. This is wonderful. Gustavo is in Mezcales, just north of the border with Nayarit, of course. Let's see what else. Oh, and before I forget, I did mention that we would talk about all the different tacos de canasta, or at least 3 tacos de canasta places. We will go to the other taco de canasta places in due time. And when we do little mini videos about them, you'll find out that the experience is pretty much the same. There might be some differences in the flavor of the stews or the fillings. There might be some differences in the flavor of the salsas, but the mechanics, the mechanism, the tradition of tacos de canasta is pretty much the same. Do 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 do. Let's see what you guys are up to. La la dee da da. Oh, how nice. Mr. Harper, may I send a big hug back to you? Have a great day today. The world is ending. Yes, yes, the world is ending. We're all gonna die, so we might as well eat a lot of tacos. There you go. Let's see. Love the attitude. Fuck the waistline. I will keep enjoying my tacos. Atta girl. I know, Veronica, your cardiologist and my cardiologist are not going to be very happy with that attitude. But, I say go for it. Let's see what else. Do, 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 do. This doesn't have a cue, but let's might as well address it. How did the bus get the franchise, Dave? Who knows? Who cares? I mean, what is important here? And that happened, 3 years ago. The bottom line is they have the franchise until they don't deliver. I mean, only once has our governor said to the bus company, this was a few weeks ago, they're like, well, if they cannot deliver on their promise, just step out of the way so that other franchises can do the work. But so far, they haven't stepped out of the way. They have the franchise, and those that are not part of the franchise can either get another job or try to get a job with a bus company. What do I know? Let's see. Oh my God, what a great compliment. My goodness, Blair Jaden Scott, this is very interesting, is the best gift you could have given me today. Thank you very much, because this means that you, like other people, are interested in what's going on in our city, and that is what makes us locals. Thank you very much for that little flower. I appreciate it very much. Logan, I love it. Explain what fart, says Logan. Explíquenos qué pedo. Love it. Stephanie says, living here in PV is like living in a real life Mexican telenovela. I say, Stephanie, you need to get out of the fucking house. Let's see what else. Let's see. No, but a young man we have met was attacked by 2 in-drivers. I've heard about in-drivers getting nasty with people, and once that happens, you have no recourse. You have no protection. Sly adds a comment here. Distrito 5 and La Dolce Vita are being dismantled. That is correct. The locations. District 5 was the restaurant where a former Jalisco governor was murdered last year. And yes, I read the notice. I read the notice that they were dismantling the restaurant. So this is correct. Let's see. Bada-bim bam bam. This doesn't have a cue, but this is important. My wife got caught in 1.5 hours of standstill traffic. We've heard another one is planned for tomorrow. How do we find out what time and location? They don't announce that. They announce that to the press so that the press can be present once they're going to do what they're going to do. And I think by law, they're supposed to let City Hall know ahead of time that they're going to have a demonstration, but no, unfortunately, there's no announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Unhappy Bus Company, and we'd like to let you know that we are about to make your life miserable at the corner of Francisco Villa and Fluvial. There is no such thing. They don't announce these things, unfortunately. But I feel your pain, Mark. I feel your pain. It is really obnoxious, but it's the way it is. Let's see what else. No, it isn't. Where do you get that from? Holy smokes, the second shot from some groups is months behind. Not in Puerto Vallarta, Lorraine. I'm happy to say that we are all caught up. We've had all the vaccination campaigns. So the only people that are behind are people that for whatever reason, were not willing or able to get the second shot when it was announced. So that is not the case, at least not here in Puerto Vallarta. Da-da-da-da. Kathleen loves the colorful letters. Are they the same size? We have no idea. I side with Christy. I'd say the letters are a bit foo-foo, but why do I care? I don't need big letters to feel welcome to my own city. Jill likes them. Lynn loves them. Angelo says they're letter perfect. Fine. Maybe I woke up feeling a little snarky with these bus people. I love it. Carmelita has amazing tacos de canasta. Eric, it is great to read you. I hope things are going well, or as well as they can go in your building as you're trying to get everything sorted out and rebuilt. I hope you guys are doing okay. I really do. This is another question without a cue, but we'll take debate. Aren't they meant to be sold on the street as the original intention? Well, aren't we supposed to wear pretty clothes to church on Sundays? It's one of those things in which, you can find them on the street in larger cities. You don't see people selling tacos de canasta here in Puerto Vallarta out and about, or at least I haven't encountered them, but I do enjoy them very much at the 3, maybe 4 different places where you can get them, and I've identified 3 places. We talked about this last week. One is the one on Calle Juarez, which we visited today. There's another place at Plaza Caracol that is very convenient, and there are actually 2 places on Francisco Villa, and I'm sure there are others. And of course, there are those services that don't even have any place where you can sit down and enjoy them, and they'll just bring them to your home, and that is another modality that is quite common here. Stephanie says, we need El Señor de los Cielos here in PV. Stephanie, you need to get out of the house. Let's see what else we have. Mark says he's a Taco Basket case now. I love it. Let's see what else. Thank you. I appreciate your taking time out from your dieting to eat tacos and share them with us. Well, I'm trying to cut down, Dan, but I'm never going to stop eating tacos. It's one of those things. Mark asks, do you have a favorite spot for champurrado? Actually, I don't, but sometimes I get good champurrado at El Campanario. El Campanario is the little family-style restaurant right across the street from the Church of Guadalupe. That's a place where you can get that kind of stuff, particularly in the winter months, particularly around pilgrimages. Remember pilgrimages? Before COVID, when El Centro used to get all chaotic at the beginning of December. Now we don't even know we're going to have those. We don't even know we're going to have Day of the Dead celebrations, but I suppose we'll find out in due time. Let's see what else we have. Oh, good. Thank you for acknowledging my question, Eric. We are working hard towards the goal of rebuilding. Excellent. Please keep us posted of how things are going. Sorry, I missed the location of the Taco de Canasta. Well, that's what our show notes are for, Lynn. You get to see the show notes after the broadcast. James says it's a minefield today. I love it. His heart meds may be kicking in. Are you guys talking about me? Of course not. I think that's what we have. I thank you for joining me as always. Why should I stop responding to you like that? It's all in jest, Stephanie. If you're joking with me, I'm going to joke with you. And that's just the bottom line. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Tuesday, tomorrow is Wednesday, and we'll be back for more interesting, fun stuff. We'll try to continue to look at the news. We'll try to continue to better understand what makes the news happen the way they happen. And we'll try to continue to provide entertainment and insightful information here. Between now and then, the next time I get to see you, please stay happy, stay kind, stay friendly, eat tacos, and I'll see you soon.